So this clip you're about to see is absolutely disgusting, but people need to see the ugly reality of what is going on. Now, when you look at this clip, notice you don't see very many fathers in none of these clips. There's one guy in the back, maybe his wife made him come, forced him to come, bullied him to come. Maybe he came on his own, I don't know. But if you notice, every time they've had these photo shoots with Disney, the boy princess and things like that, you never see any masculine fathers around. There's a bunch of women with their kids or with their boys. All right. Number two, why do you have to do this in front of kids? If you want to do this, go do it in your bars, in your clubs, with your adults who, swing that way. But why do it in front of the kids? Because we wrestle not against flesh and blood. There's a spirit behind this trying to indoctrinate our children. The Bible says, train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they're old, they won't depart from it. So the devil realizes this, and he's trying to come for the children. There's no other way but to put it. Let this mind be in you, the mind of Christ, right? The mind of God's will, God's truth, God's way. They're trying to come against that. And if parents continue to be complacent about what they're putting in the cartoons and the movies and the Disney shows and the entertainment, what happens slowly but surely over time, and it's already happening, this becomes the normal to the children. And then when they become adults, that is their normal. So anybody who questions it, right, you're looked at as a bad person, right? Because, when we were growing up, it wasn't normal. We knew that the natural order of things is a man with a woman. And if somebody was doing whatever they was doing, we knew there was something off with that. Now, we didn't hate them or anything like that. We hate you because you're doing X, Y, and Z. We just knew that's not the natural way, because the natural way you can reproduce, right? So when you go that direction, you swing that way, you cannot reproduce. It's a man with a woman. That's the laws of nature. That's the biblical view. And we don't have to apologize for standing on that view. We don't have to apologize for saying, hey, I want my kids to have the biblical view and the laws of nature. I want them to have that view. I don't want you coming in pushing a different perspective that is not natural. All right. And people can say whatever they want to say. This was not happening at the rate it was happening when I was young. All these kids coming up all of a sudden in the schools, and this thing is growing, and they're putting all kinds of stuff in the food, all kinds of chemicals in the food. You better be praying. It's clear that we're going in a certain direction, and the fact that they keep coming for the children, they keep trying to force it on the children, that lets you know. If you don't believe, if nothing else made you believe that God is real, this should make you believe that God is real, because this shows you that the devil is real. This shows you that there's an agenda, and it don't make no sense. Think about it. It really doesn't make no sense why they would be doing this in front of some children. These dudes half naked, cheeks out. Why would you be doing that in front of children? And then why is it that the media just doesn't, it's like, oh, we just don't see nothing wrong with it. We've seen this at the parades. They're throwing condoms in the crowds at little kids and stuff. Nobody sees nothing wrong with it. We see kids dressing up as drag queens, and adults are throwing money at them. We've seen videos like that pop up. Nobody seems to think nothing's wrong with it. Nobody wants to speak out. They don't want to say anything. It's a strong delusion. It's demonic. You better wake up. You better pay attention, and you better be very observant and vigilant when it comes to your children, because they're in the schools. They're everywhere they can. They feel it is their job to, educate your children. They feel like they're doing the right thing by pushing this agenda on the teachers in the schools. They feel like, you know what, if you have parents that aren't with it, it's our responsibility to educate you. You better wake up. You better pay attention. President Obama, when he signed all that paperwork, it wasn't about just letting people love who they want to love and marry who they want to marry. They opened the door, and it continues to grow. It continues to spread. It continues to get worse and worse. The Bible says it's better for a millstone to be tied around your neck, to be thrown in the bottom of the sea, than defend one of these little ones. This is spiritual. And at one point, you know what? God is going to say enough is enough. He's going to crack that sky. and judgment will come.